Welcome to the Well-Nourished Mother podcast. This is a show for women who desire a deeper, more mindful, and meaningful pregnancy, birth, and motherhood experience. In this space, we bring so much reverence to the rite of passage that is the maiden to mother journey. I'm your host, Lauren Fortuna Flock, founder of Nest and Nourish. I'm a mother, an ex-nurse turned birth worker, and a trauma-informed somatic coach with a fiery passion for birth prep and motherhood prep that blends the head and the heart. Join me for inspiring conversations with experts, mothers, and all-around badass wise women, exploring all the ways we can nourish ourselves, body, mind, and heart, in pregnancy, birth, and motherhood. This space will help you cultivate the knowledge, practices, and resources you need to be the most embodied, vibrant, authentic, intuitive, and well-nourished mother you deserve to be. So welcome. Let's do this. Hello, and welcome back to the Well-Nourished Mother podcast. It has certainly been a while, but I am so excited to hop on here today and share something, that I think is quietly missing from the way we approach birth in modern culture. And it's something that once you see it, you really can't unsee it. We've lost the art of ceremony around birth. And I don't mean the birth itself. I mean the time before, the threshold, the crossing, the moment a woman stands at the edge of becoming a mother, and how almost nobody is holding that with her the way they used to. So let's talk about that. For most of human history, birth wasn't just a medical event. It was treated as exactly what it is, one of the most profound transformations a human being can move through. And communities knew how to hold that. They gathered around the woman. They lit fires. They sang. They anointed and blessed her. They looked her in the eyes and they said, "We see you. We've got you. You are not doing this alone." There was ritual, there was intentional community, there was a container for the enormity of what she was walking into. And somewhere along the way, as birth moved into hospitals, as life got faster and more fragmented, as we started measuring everything and honoring very little, that container disappeared. We replaced it with a party, a gift registry, consumerism, silly games involving melted chocolate in a diaper. And look, baby showers are lovely. They come from a place of love, but they only celebrate the baby, which makes sense. Babies are wonderful. But what about her? What about the woman who is growing that baby? What about the family that is welcoming new life? What about the woman who's growing that baby, who is also at the same time maybe quietly grieving parts of herself she's leaving behind? Maybe she's feeling terrified and overwhelmed and exhilarated and unseen all at once. Who is showing up for her? Here's what I believe. When a woman walks into birth without that container, without having been truly witnessed, celebrated, and held by her community, she carries that loneliness, that aloneness with her. And when she walks in, having been surrounded by ritual and love and honest words from the people who know her best, it changes something, not just emotionally, in her body, in her nervous system, in the way she trusts herself when things get hard. Ceremony isn't just a nice thing to do. It's medicine. I want to pause here and say something that I think really matters. The ceremony we're talking about today, the mother blessing, it's inspired by the blessing way. And this practice, as we know them in modern Western culture, has roots, real roots, sacred roots that belong to people. The blessing way specifically comes from Navajo tradition. It's a sacred healing ceremony that has been practiced for generations, and it is not ours to just take. And this is something I feel strongly about. In a world where so much has already been taken from indigenous peoples, the least we can do is be honest about where things come from. Name it, honor it. Don't just absorb it silently into your aesthetic, into your work, into your world, and say it's yours. So if you've learned from someone, name them. If a teacher, a doula, a writer, or a tradition has shaped how you approach ceremony, say so out loud. In your invitations, in your circle. That act of naming is a form of reverence. Be inspired, yes. Let the wisdom of ancient traditions remind you that this has always mattered, that women have always deserved to be held at this threshold. But then go inward. Draw from your own lineage, your own culture, your own creativity, your own grandmother's ways of marking moments, your own intuition about what it means to gather in love around someone you care about. Because here's what I know. You don't need to borrow or steal from someone else's sacred tradition to create something deeply, genuinely meaningful. The ingredients are already inside you, inside your community, inside the love you have for the woman, for the family you're celebrating. So, what does it actually look like to bring ceremony back to birth, to motherhood? It doesn't have to be elaborate. It doesn't require necessarily a practitioner or a perfectly curated space or a $200 flower installation. It looks like this: a circle of women or people she loves most, somewhere cozy and intentional, maybe some candles, honest words, maybe a ritual or two that grounds that love into her body, space for tears and laughter and silence, a meal shared together afterwards. That's a ceremony. That's enough. It can be that simple. And I think, I know for myself that I was, almost scared to start trying to weave in and incorporate more ritual and ceremony into my life and into my work. It felt big, it felt scary, but really ritual is anything you're doing with intention. Anything that you're slowing down, you're marking something, you're doing it with intention. So what I'm sharing about today is called a mother blessing, and it's one of the most beautiful gifts you can offer yourself or a woman that you know, a mother that you know who is stepping into motherhood. So if this is resonating with you, whether you're pregnant yourself or you love someone who is, I've created a complete guide to planning a simple and beautiful, meaningful mother blessing. It has everything: 15 ritual ideas, ceremony readings, a sample flow, printable planning tools, printable activities, nourishing recipes. It has everything you need to create something truly meaningful. And you can find it in the show notes and at nestandnourish.ca/motherblessing. And if this episode spoke to you, send it to someone. Your best friend, your mom, your sister, someone who loves you enough to want to create something sacred for you before you become a mother. Ask for what you want. Ask for what you need, because you deserve to be witnessed. All right. That's it for today. Short and sweet. Let's bring back ceremony and ritual. Let's celebrate yourself if you're becoming a mother, or whoever you love who might be pregnant right now. All right. Until next time. That's it for today. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, I would be ever so grateful if you would leave a review on Apple or rate the show wherever you're listening from. It really does help this show grow and blossom. All right, see you next time.